Welcome back. My name is Cara and this is the Soft Life Move Abroad channel. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm so thrilled that you are here because on this channel I talk about moving abroad, what it's like living abroad, how can you move abroad, and all sorts of good things. So settle in, grab yourself a sparkling water with some lemon and your pup, and let's dive in. So in this episode today, I don't know why I say episode. Why do we say episode? It's not like it's a TV show. But anyway, in this video, the topic today is safety. What is it like to live abroad? Is it safe? Is it dangerous? We're gonna find out. So my home country is the United States, if you don't already know. And my home country isn't super safe in a lot of places. And my parents are older, and I even have, the last time I was leaving the US to come back to this part of the world, which is where I split my time and live, I had this like, oh man, I'm a little worried about them, like just even going to the grocery store. Now where they live is really nice, it is safe, but just like anything, it's like that sleepy town. Like I don't want to think of something bad that would happen. And I think where they live is very safe. My thoughts are like, not that they're gonna go out at night to the downtown, which is this really adorable, precious, historic downtown with lots of great different restaurants and places to go. But like, it's a non-negotiable that they would do that, is really my point. They're not gonna be doing that at this stage in their life. They used to do all of that. They used to go down and have dinner with their friends and that kind of thing. But in the evenings now, like, So that's really my point, is that even this beautiful, historic, charming downtown where my parents live, they live a little further out, like literally only 10-15 minutes away. But like, I can't imagine them going downtown and having a dinner with their friends, walking to and from their car. No. And that is crazy to say. That is actually crazy to say, because most people think of big cities as not as safe. So this is not a big city. I'm not talking about like a big city where they live. So that's like heartbreaking. Anyway, so I digress. Safety. So I'm using that as an example of what is nuts at this point in the game. Hey buddy. That we have to think about those things where I come from. And where I live, if you don't already know, if you haven't watched some of our other videos, I live in the Middle East. Hey buddy, what is it? What is it? What is it? Hey buddy. Alright, he's having a little fit. Barnabas. Am I gonna have to stop the recording? Barnabas. What is it, buddy? Back to the regularly scheduled programming. All right, so when he has this little, like, I feel like it's a Barnabas. It's like you get this little tick or something, but he has to like pick at this little, anyway. Safety. So where I live in the Middle East, this is, we're not like a go out at night kind of, couple, my husband and I. But I go to the gym sometimes and I'm walking home at night, like after 8 p.m. and it's totally dark out with lots of, street lights, and I feel so safe. We have this giant, beautiful, incredible park that's in the center of the city, so you can actually cross through the city through this beautiful park. And the park has very well lit. It has a path for walking and jogging, and then it has a separate path for bicycling. And then in the inside, that's where people, have picnics and play soccer and take their dogs and whatnot. So I walk through the park to and from when I go work out at the gym spa, aka I call it my doctor's office. And I just feel incredibly safe, and I feel so lucky to be even to say that. So that's what I'm talking about, safety. So in the soft life countries that I talk about, notably, and you can look this up statistically, I won't go through all the stats right now, but primarily the Eastern Europe, the Balkan countries, Anatolia, and the Caucasus countries. So Armenia and Georgia, those are the two I focus on that side of Turkey, on the eastern side of Turkey, and then the Balkans. So those are the regions. And so statistically, you can look this up, that these are incredibly safe cities, incredibly safe villages and smaller towns to go to. The number one crime that would be more typical is a pickpocketing, and that's a real thing. So it's kind of like when you go out, excuse me, when you go out, are you gonna have your bag just kind of like flopping open and like showing different things that someone potentially would want to take, like cash or like a phone or a camera or something like that? No, you probably wouldn't. You probably keep your purse, your bag, like closed up and near you, and you certainly wouldn't leave it when you walk away. Now there are countries that are so safe, and I've been to them, like the country of the UAE, this like the emirate or the city, let's say, of Dubai is, and Abu Dhabi, I spent time there as well. It's that safe where you can actually like leave your bag, go get a coffee and come back. So, and again, we can get into a whole other thing about that country is still so new, so you don't have generations. The younger generation grew up in the environment that they did, which is they were simply born into a more economically flourishing country, and their parents and their grandparents were the ones who then were alive when the wealth was found. So they don't have like generations of, crime and petty crime and different kinds of things that do affect culture. So that's just one example that is very rare. It is very rare. But I would say I wouldn't leave my bag here to go get another coffee or go to the ladies' room. But if it was a small cafe, and like there are cafes notably that I work in here, since I work on the computer, that I can leave my bag, leave my computer, leave my entire setup, go around the corner, order another coffee and come back, or just tell the person next to me, like whoever's at the next desk, the table over, and just say, hey, can you just watch my stuff? I'm going to the ladies' room. It's a perfect stranger, by the way. And these are cafes that I work in and go to all the time, that they know my husband and I, and so I feel very safe there. Again, I don't want to ever just be blasé with my safety or my things, but I know that I'm in an exceptional situation here. And so that's what I want to talk about. So walking to and from the grocery store, if you can own a car here, and we have a parking lot right down at the end of our street, actually, if we wanted to have a car, which I don't want to have a car because I've had cars before and there's so many extra things you have to take care of with insurance and blah, 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 blah. And the fact is this is a walkable city. It's the whole point of living abroad. You want a walkable city. If you don't want a walkable city, you probably don't want to move abroad. Or you want to move abroad somewhere else. I guess where driving a car is the thing. Dubai is a good example. Dubai is not walkable. There are a couple little areas like Jumeirah Beach, Residence, JBR, but on the whole, you need to drive there. That is not a soft life country. I said it. So if you had a car, then if you have a car here, or if you rent a car, same thing, just normal things apply. If you're gonna park on the street, you want to be careful of how close you are. And we do have parking lots here. And we have a lot of street parking, so that's a lot of parallel parking. But you can definitely find parking lots and paid parking lots. And then like underground, there are underground parking structures and above ground parking structures. So just normal mindfulness with your car. So if you're walking, going to the store at night, if you have a, if you're older or younger, again, all ages apply. It's just very safe. And you can even look up the crime rate in the Balkan countries. Now, 35 years ago, Eastern Europe was a different place, and they have thankfully been able to grow so much from that challenging time. And hopefully I don't have to go into too much deep history. Hopefully you know the history of not even ancient history, just very relatively modern history of how much challenge that Eastern European countries and cultures went through under Yugoslavia. And after that broke down, and these individual countries have their own countries, their own set up their own identities basically and borders. For the most part, petty crime, pickpocketing is really the main crime. And again, that's not something to take lightly, but it's not dangerous to be out at night. It is a safe place to be. It is a safe place to be as a female, to be as a couple, to be as a family with little ones. So just there's no, when I talked about at the beginning, when I knew I was going to leave the US to come back over here. I had been over there for a little chunk of time to help my parents. And I had this like icky feeling of leaving them. And I was like, gosh, I hope they're gonna be okay. Okay, 1 second. Barnabas needs me. Yes, buddy. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, no editing on these. And I had this feeling of like ick of leaving them, and that was a really weird feeling. So I don't have any kind of feeling like that over here. My parents aren't over here, but for myself or for anyone who I know that is elderly, we just don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So that's a huge thing to take into consideration when you're thinking about moving abroad and building a life abroad. And if you want to do like I suggest, which is you get your mindset around 3 to 5 years to save money, pay less, pay down debt, get yourself healthy, calm your nervous system, build this whole new life that you can then decide if you want to stay abroad, or if you want to, or maybe you do want to go back to your home country. But either way, you've had this opportunity to live in such a wonderful place, to build such a lovely life and such a softer life. And feeling safe is definitely a part of building a softer life and living in cities and countries that allow you to build a soft life. So I hope this was helpful. If you want to check out some of the links in the description box, I offer what I call a clarity coaching call, where we just hop on the call and we help to really get clear for you. There are some other links. There is a master class, or a mini class, excuse me, and it's free, and there's also a quiz. So check out the links, or any other maybe additional links that I've added. And I hope this is helpful. Stick around for more information if this is the kind of content that you enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye.